We enter this world, eras apart, to descend upon a city of light. The white of the buildings and bastions gleam in the early morning sunlight beams. In a square with a tall fountain we find a troupe of trepid performers who have already set a stage of wood. As they get ready, a man steps up to speak. "Come one, come all, and gather round." The man in a purple shirt and brown trousers speaks as he takes his red hat in hand, the plume of a white feather bobbing as he bows to the people moving around, a small group of children already eagerly awaiting at the foot of the stage. "We come to you today to share a story of legend and blood from times before peace. Sit and listen a while as we try to do credit to all that suffered. But a story of heroes and villains is one we tell." The man pauses to breathe as a child, younger than the rest gathered, stands. "Excuse me, mister, but how do we know this is the truth you tell?" The man smiles and looks down at the child, almost seeming to expect this question. He tilts his hat, its triangle shape laced with frills, the sole white feather on top bouncing again as he does so. "Well, little one, even in the most fantastical of legends, there is truth, a kernel of wisdom. And this is what we tell today." As the announcer keeps talking and a larger crowd gathers, mostly kids and their parents. But at the rear, sitting along the marble-lip edge of the fountain, is a woman, dressed in a light red half-tunic which is laced with gold, the front open, her body covered in a black dress underneath, her hood raised, covering her head and face from the early morning sun, but peeking out from under the rim are a set of deep yellow eyes that shone through the shadows. And this, dear players, is where we begin. Eras apart from our own story, we now slip back through the shadows of time, thousands of years, to a more wild era as beasts not seen or known roam the lands yet to be claimed by the young races of this world. We find ourselves in the city of Avant-Gran, nestled softly at the edge of the Forest of Silence, by no means a grandiose city, but one of wood and mud and little things. But it is home, at least for the last couple of years for some of you. But this is still not yet the place where we start our adventure. We have to move even further south to the village of Hilgrat. The spark of cinder, the crackle of flame, deep plumes of smoke wafting almost lazily through the air, peaceful in the dark contrast to the gore below. This is where we find our party, embroiled in combat, dead strewn around, both the villagers and the Kogach at their feet. The embers of flame spit and hiss all around. The shadow cast from smoke above, sweat dripping down your bodies, the sweet tang of iron in the air, a crack, a creak, a splintering smack as the building collapses nearby. You find yourselves surrounded in the village square. It is now time for our heroes, or maybe just villains yet, to fight for their lives. The only reward, coin to be made. Roll for initiative.